Arts After Dark presents Dream Factory with Andrea Tarman.
That's right.
Hello, welcome. I'm excited to meet you.
I'm so excited to be here. Yeah, I've been painting my whole life. Since a young age, I studied painting with master painters. I am doing a show, Art Week International.
Wow.
Actually, it's Space Week International in San Diego in October. Right. And I'm doing Art Basel in Miami in December, so I'm excited about that. Yeah, I just wanted to do this show, so it's an extension of what my art says. And my art is about, like you said so succinctly, it's about the journey. And it's about being open to seeing the beauty on our journey. So my astronauts are discovering beautiful bouquets of flowers, and they're open to it as they go after their dreams.
Throughout your art, I saw a single subject that carried out the whole theme, which was your astronaut. And I wanted to ask, what is the inspiration behind the astronaut, and what does it mean to you?
Yeah, that's a good question. People always ask me that at my art shows. I remember when Star Wars was released in '76, and again, that dates me, but I came out of the theater and I'm just like, magic. It was like a new world that opened up, the stars. I'm just like,
galaxy.
Oh my God.
What is more?
I was hooked, and I'm a sci-fi person, and it started then. I've never stopped being. I watch everything sci-fi. So an astronaut, it's like it says science fiction to me. It says let's go somewhere and explore someplace we've never seen before. It's a lot of time a solo journey. Sometimes it's like, what am I going to do? What am I going to choose? And what is my dream? And it's not like anyone else's choice. So it is a solo journey a lot of the times.
I love that. Can we talk about the relationship of loneliness between the art and your inspiration behind it?
When you say loneliness, that strikes a chord for me because it's very lonely in the studio and it's very lonely in life a lot for me and other people. So having that lone astronaut I used to draw little surfer guys at the end of a pier by themselves with a fishing rod when I was in my teens. Always the lone wolf kind of thing. So I do use that isolation, and it does feel right to me, but it's beautiful too, because if you choose to be open to your path and your world, there's so many cool things that you can see, like on your solo journey. So
I think there's a sense of independence behind it too. You know, you learn a lot by being on your own, and I think teaches you a lot of great things, and you can't find unless you are on your own, like finding who you really are, having those deep conversations with yourself, and not being scared to go out into the theaters or go on a date with yourself, which I feel like a lot of people have these days, like anxiety being alone, you know, and they're so shy about going out to the restaurant by themselves or going out to see a movie. So I think there's something special about being alone and being okay with that. So
that is very well put, and man, there's a lot of thoughts that go along. When you started talking, it's like I could go on for a long time and talk about what you said. But basically, you have to know yourself, like you're saying. You have to know yourself well enough to know what your dream is. And you have got to follow that dream, because if we create a society that's full of unhappy people, it's not going to last as long, and it's not going to be a pretty place to be. So individuals need to make that choice and realize that, bottom line, life is incredible. It's a miracle that life exists.
No, it is.
It's a pure miracle that we're here. And if we live our lives from that viewpoint every day, realizing that we're just so lucky to be here.
And so grateful.
And so grateful.
To have these experiences on Earth, you know, with their family, friends, loved ones, whatever it is a miracle, and it's a blessing. But sometimes we tend not to remember those things where we have, you know, our day-to-day life, and we're so distracted by social media or just, you know, work. And you're right. I think it is beautiful. So after reviewing some of your work, I'm a huge fan of Frida Kahlo. She's one of my favorites, and I'm obsessed with Surrealism, and I got a little bit of hints from some of your pieces, and it kind of like reflected some of that work in them. I wanted to ask, is that purposeful, or is that just like by accident? Tell me a little bit more behind that little flair of surrealism.
Right. Surrealism means to me is imagination and creativity, and the sky's the limit and there's no rules.
Yes.
So when I create, I do not want to replicate a photograph. I want to have like a jazz musician playing in the moment and being able to create something completely unique, never been seen before, like Frida did. She, like, her art's incredible.
Yeah.
And it's not something you have ever seen before. So my work, the surrealism part of it, is it comes from a desire to create something completely unique.
And I noticed, and I think that's one of the reasons why your pieces attracted me so much, because I was like, I sense it, but like I want to know more about it. So I wanted to ask if that was like an influence, not necessarily just her, but just like surrealism in general, and if you did that intentionally, and why. Is there a particular piece here in this exhibit or outside of this exhibit that holds a special place in your heart?
Well, yes, there are multiple pieces that hold a special place in my heart, because every day I'm in a different mood. So so like this piece right here behind you, that took so long to do. It has so many layers in it. And I actually did struggle. And you hear about the suffering artist. That made me suffer. But I suffered until I loved it. And I'm so glad I finally loved it enough to say it's done. So that holds a special, because as you know, anything that you work hard towards or you really have to put a lot into, it means more to you. So that's kind of why I like that piece. And I love that it's muted around, and then there's the vibrant flowers that he's holding or she's holding. It's a photograph I took from a family trip, and I kind of incorporated Mars-like colors and different sunsets that I saw, and then I just threw it all out the window and did what I wanted.
Are some of these landscapes actual like places that you visited before?
Yeah, Joshua Tree, Joshua Tree. There's a lot of, like, there's Arizona, and then I like do sketches of it, and then I kind of just wing it from there. Sometimes it starts with an actual place. I do a lot of looking on the Curiosity rover. Like that one, I looked at the current Curiosity rover and the colors on Mars, and it's like, whoa, there's like this there's a blue gray in the stones on Mars, and this atmosphere is like this beige color. And so I used that, and then I put those colors into the real landscape, like for Joshua Tree or Tucson, Arizona. Or whatever. So I combine things that I've seen into the piece.
I love that. I love that. What advice would you give to yourself 10 years ago?
You know, even like people have asked me, like other artists that are starting off, and what I tell them is, well, look at other art, because when you look at other art, you get so many ideas. First of all, as much art as you can. And someone told me that, and that I'm like thinking that really helped me. Stay in a positive, like clear state of mind, because all of these judgment and this like self-doubt, it's you're wasting your energy.
Do you feel like it affects the art in the process as well?
That's a good point. So it stifles it. It for me, it's like having like something dragging on your car.
I can see that.
Don't beat yourself up.
I love that.
Do what you love. Because life is too short. Be a kind person. Have amusement, amazement, and have integrity. That's what I teach my son.
Well, Andrea, it was really, really lovely talking to you, and I appreciate you taking the time to talk to me a little bit more about you and your art and what it means to you, but also like the bigger message that it all plays out. And it was such a treat meeting you.
My pleasure.
Whether you're in the pursuit of your dreams or you feel lost in an orbit, just remember that there is a community out there, whether you're an artist or a professional in another profession. These are all experiences that we go through as humans, and I just think it's so lovely to have it all in an exhibit where you can spark that idea and you can spark that motivation for others to reconnect with themselves and go after their dreams. It's never too late. Every lesson along the way is all of the blessings that we're going to take home into our home. So I love that, and yeah, we'll end it here. Thank you so much, guys, for watching. I hope you love this. Like, comment, and subscribe. And if you want to know a little bit more about Andrea, she's going to leave us her information. Let us know what's your social media handle, so if people want to research you a little bit more deeper, they know where to go. Where can they find you?
You can find me at tarmanart.com, T as in Tango, ARMAN, art.com, and Instagram is tarmanart.